Hey guys, sorry here, back with another video. Sorry to bore you guys with a generic video, but I honestly haven't got any content planned right now, like at all. So I'm just gonna do what every other YouTuber does and do a deck profile. So I have here my endymions with a Mage Spectre package and the Mythical Beast stuff as well. So just a quick budget deck list that I've been building. This is going to change a lot in the future, especially with the Mage Spectre engine, because Zephyrs are just superior in every way. But anyway, so let's start off. So first of all, I am playing 3 copies of Mage Spectre Yara. This is to search the Mage Spectre field spell. And that's about it. I've also incorporated some Mage Spectre Storm spell, which is like a non-destruction removal, but I'll go over that later. Next, you got 3 Kyubis. This is for your counter trap to search. It's just a pretty good normal summon because you get a solemn warning essentially off of the normal summon. And then 3 copies of Dark Worm. This is to search out your gate. And if you do a Guard Dragon combo, this is a really good normal summon because he's a dragon. 3 Chronographs. It's a scale 8. You can destroy him with his own effects, so you can place another card in Pendulum Zone to gain more spell counters for like Servant or whatever. And he also searches out a Time Gazer, which is an extra body to link off into Electromite. And rounding off the 3 of monsters here, we've got 3 Servants. No questions asked, by far the best endymion card there is. You gain 3 counters and you can special some deck, and it's like the bread and butter of the deck. You want to be seeing this in your opening hand as much as possible. Right, moving on to the 2 monsters, we have 2 endymions. I was running 3 until I put in the Mage Spectre package. He's not very good in your hand. You don't want to see more than 1 in your hand realistically. If you Pendulum Summon him, he's just a 2/8 on board. He doesn't do very much. What you really want to do is pull off the Servant, which is why I'm running 2. Having 1 in your hand off of, say, Electromite is pretty useful for his Pendulum Scale nuke effects, which sometimes comes in handy. And he's also a scale 8, but you don't want to be drawing multiple of them. So, only running him at 2. You can do whatever you want, but like I prefer him at 2. Speaking of which, 2 Jackal Kings. Same reason as Endymion, you want to be pulling off a Servant. Does a little bit more because it gains 2 counters per spell that you play, which makes it the fastest spell counter ramper, because it also does it when it's a monster, which a lot of the Endymion cards don't do. So 2 copies of Jackal King. These are your monster negates. Just a really good card. You want to be summoning it. Moving on to the 1-off monsters, we got Magister. I was running him at 2 before this week. He's not very consistent because it's from the top of extra deck, and he doesn't do very much on his own. If you normal summon him, he's a 1500. Sure, you can, on your opponent's turn, summon like a Reflection or something, but Reflection on his own isn't really very good, so I only run 1. 7 is much better in our current list, so yeah. Moving on, Time Gazer to pull off the Chrono Gazer, Chronograph, sorry, not much to say there. Aether, good target for Electromite because you can get him out, and if you go in second, you can banish a card on the field. Really cool. Banish monster, sorry. And then Gate 0 to search off the Dark One. Reflection, 1 copy, because there's a low scale, and there's a level 7, which you can overlay with Endymion or something to make a Absolute Dragon, and I'll go over that a little bit later. This is your special summoning from hand. She's not very good. She does bounce, so it's kind of like a Heavenly Spheres, but that on its own is just not good enough. Servant is just better, and I'm only running this at 1 because realistically, you don't want to see this in your hand like pretty much ever, because summoning from the hand is probably the worst. Even worse than summoning from the extra deck, just because Electromite exists. But anyway, that's why we run 1 of those. So now for the run of monsters, rounding off, DD Crow and Ghost Reaper main deck. This really should be a second DD Crow if you have it. I'm playing Ghost Reaper for the memes. if you are doing a pendulum mirror match, which sometimes happens, you can get rid of that electromite, which stuns a lot of people actually and catches a lot of people off guard because you don't see this card very often, so they don't usually play around it. So that's cool. And then moving on to the free of spells, just spell power mastery. That's literally it, right? And is your archetype searcher. It's hard once per turn, sadly, but yeah, archetype searcher, not much to say. Gives you 2 counters if you already have a guy on the field. Moving on to the 2 of spells, we run Mage Spectre Storm to pick up off of Yada if you already have a field spell in hand. It's not great because you need a tribute. I'm probably going to cut this in the next list for the next locals. And then 2 Desires, because 3 was just a bit too much in my opinion, so cutting it down to 2. You never want to see multiple of these in your hand, and that's why I'm running it at 2 instead of 3. Citadel, Pegasus, and Terraforming as your field spells. So Citadel just kind of chills and gains counters in the background for, say, your Endymion or Master Cerberus if you haven't. Terraforming can get you both of these guys. Pegasus, you can either draw into it or have Yada. Both of those gives you a free counter, and you can tag in QB by tributing either Servant, which is Wind Spellcaster, or the Yada. Right, cool. More one-off spells. Raigeki Monster Reborn. Raigeki is somewhat good, just because of what matchups I'm facing. Raigeki probably isn't too good. This could probably be a 3rd Desires, or 2nd Citadel, or 2nd Mage Spectre field spell if you really wanted to go that route. But I have Raigeki in here. It's a good bait for the gates, so that's why it's in there. But Monster Reborn, no explanation needed. Right, cool. And then for the traps, we only run 3 Tempest, which is essentially, once again, some warning. But instead of paying 2,000, you tribute a Wind Spellcaster, which once again can be either Servant or it can be Kyubi. You want to be able to pull this from your deck with Kyubi. Most of the time it's not an issue if you draw it or you open with it, but it is a bit kind of edgy, so I think I'll probably cut it down to 2 in the future, but right now we run 3, and this is a 41 card list, I believe, if I count correctly. So let's move on to the extra deck now. It's pretty normal for the fusions. Let's just move the main deck out of the way. For the fusions, we're running just Allies Vortex. This is not summonable in the step by normal means, but the next card does that for us. So this is the Allies package. You overlay 2 level 7s, and then you link it off or tribute it or leaves the field. You get a Vortex Dragon, which is an Omni Negate, and you get a Bounce a Guy, I believe. Yeah, you can bounce a guy as well, so yeah. And that's the Honors package, so let's move on to the links. 3 copies of Daybreaker, the Magical Warrior, because I have no other card to run at the moment. 1-0 Boros. To be totally honest, I think Borrow Load is probably a better card to end on, or heck, even Borrow Sword. And speaking of which, Borrow Load and Borrow Sword is also in there, 1 each. Good for their own situations. Borrow Load is good if you want to get over a really tough guy. Borrow Sword is good for going for game. And then to round off the Link 4s, we have Sayuja Skulldread. No explanation needed once again, he's just good. And Heavy Metal Foes Electromite to round off our extra deck. Fairly obvious why this is in the deck, should be in every Pendulum deck. And yeah, essentially he has search a Pendulum guy from your deck, put in your extra deck, and you can destroy other card that you control to get 1 back from your extra deck. And if a Pendulum Zone card leaves the field, either destroyed or you bounce it or whatever, you get a draw 1. So he's insane basically. And you wait. So that's the extra deck and the main deck. And now time to go through the sides. So for the 3 monsters, we run 3 Draw and Lawbirds. These come in the structure deck, and there's the only reason why I'm playing them. These cards are not very good unless you're playing Strikers. If you're playing against Strikers, as soon as they play Upstart Goblin or Terraforming, draw them. No engages for that turn. It's basically what it's for. And then 3 of Valors is my B-Tech Infinite Imperm. 2 Ash, because I don't run the 3rd one. And then 1 of Ghost Bell for... Actually, Ghost Bell isn't very good, but Pankratops will go in 2nd. Lancia for Thunder Dragons and Orcust. And those are the side deck monsters. And now we move on to spells, the 1-ofs. Cosmic Cyclone, Twin Twister, and Mind Control. Cosmic Cyclone is good to get past things like Misty Mindburn, where they put up Field Barrier. And Mind Controls will go in 2nd, like Pankratops. And then finally, for the traps, we run 1. There can be only 1. If you have 2 or 3, run those. This is a 13-card side deck at the moment. Definitely better to run 3 than 1. But I only have 1, so... yeah, that's basically about it. So that rounds up the deck that I was using. This deck is for sure pretty crap right now, but hopefully in the following weeks you'll see it change a little bit. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll be covering my matches. For you guys, it's going to be just around the corner, but for me, it's going to be the next day. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next bit of the video where I talk about locals. Goodbye.